Hello everyone, welcome to the latest episode of our podcast Slice of Life with Madhavi featuring Young India. Today we will be talking about mind matters. Does mind matter? Let's find out from our young adults who are here and we'll be talking about it. They will introduce themselves and then we'll discuss about mind and the matters related to it. Here they go.
Hi, I'm Riya. I'm 18 years and yes, mind matters.
Hello, I'm Gaurav Sarda. I'm 17 and I'm studying in 12th right now. And I do believe that mind matters.
So, the first question, guys, why does mind matter so much? When there is so much taboo associated with when we talk about mental health, and Gen Z is accepting that mind matters when everybody says, oh, अरे कुछ और कर लो, थोड़े दिन इधर चले जाओ, उधर चले जाओ, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Why do you think mind matters?
I think mental health as a whole is very important and it's very crucial to, be happy and to live life. So I think I would contradict her on this, saying, it's a taboo. It's really not a taboo for the young generation. So yes.
I think the social stigma that therapy or like mental health is, not, you shouldn't talk about it or it has gone. At least for our generation, it's not there. So I think mind matters because everything revolves around it.
I'm really loving this conversation when you say that, the stigma and stigma around it has gone. Why do you think it has gone? Do you have some evidences about it?
Basically, so even the conversations lately going around, so it's not that therapy, and if a person is going to therapy, it's not that he or she is like way too depressed or something. Even a very lively person goes to therapy right now, at least my friend circle do, and it's basically, I think, because TV shows has promoted it that going to therapy is a very normal thing. At least that culture does that, so we are adapting it now, which is a good thing. I believe that it's a good thing.
Yeah, on the same terms, I think it's not when you're just depressed or going through major life problems. It's also to hear somebody else's perspective that really understands this whole thing and is there to, even listen to your rant at times.
Exactly. So, I go to a counselor, I take help, and most of the time it is not about, that I have anxiety or I'm depressed. I talk about, mostly it's about managing the people in the team. If I'm having a polarity to manage, how do I go about it? Like, it's all psychology, right? Negotiation is a psychology. Hiring team is a psychological thing. Then working with people is a psychological thing. How you make sure that you talk to them so that they are not hurt, but at the same time your message is getting conveyed. How you can be emotionally intelligent, how you can be socially intelligent. All these things come under psychology, and going and talking to a psychologist, or I would say therapist also, I think it's not an unnatural thing. So you spoke about that your friends go to a psychologist or a therapist. What are the problems do they go to? Like for me, I go to her like to talk about, sometimes I have anxiety while dealing with people, or of course running a startup, it's a lonely journey, so I do talk to them. But majorly for, this is the problem statement that happening with the team or happening with someone in my life, and how do I deal with it? This is what I go with. So can you share some details on why your friends are taking therapy, or why do they, I know Gaurav spoke about it, but again.
Okay, so speaking as to people I know, it's basically because peer pressure is something which is affecting all of us, even me. So people go there even when social life is not going so well, maybe studies are not going so well, and you have to deal with a lot. Being a Gen Z kid right now is a bit difficult because everyone is achieving such great feats and everything. So peer pressure comes and it hits a lot. So maybe that is one of the major reasons everyone goes to therapy right now.
And this peer pressure, why do you think it is coming? Is it because of the social media, or is it coming because of your parents?
It's definitely social media. It's definitely, there's no
other
doubt,
chance.
because everyone is portraying their happy life, like, the fabulous life, and we all know it's not true. To a
Yeah,
large
yeah.
extent, it's not true. But seeing someone else being so happy, FOMO hits. The new term around is fear of missing out. So that might be one of the major reasons.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's just through social media and the social circles around you. So again, with FOMO, you just see the happy side and the happening side of people on social media, which is not there 24/7. So I think that's one of the reasons why you go through peer pressure as well.
And I also think like these days parents want you to not only be good at academics but also good at extracurriculars. So I know one of my friend who has a kid who is 5 or 6 years old. He is enrolled in a lot of classes. I mean, there is dance class, there is this class, there is that class. I was like, my God, he's like, that kid, 6-year-old kid is super duper busy. So, how has it been with the people of your generation, like the young adults of your age? How do you manage the whole time and everything while doing the college, the classes, the extracurriculars, then being your best self, everything?
I think it's more about how you manage your time and what you give a priority to. So just as somebody had told me once, you haven't come this far just to come this far. So it's a lot about how you know what your priorities are and what really matters to you at the end of the day.
Definitely, I agree with her. Prioritizing, you have to prioritize when it comes to studies, when it comes to social life, maybe even if you've started something new, if you're like learning an instrument, everything. You have to do that, and you have to have like a good mental, like you have to be on a good headspace to do all of that, handle everything. So it's, at the end of the time, it's just time management.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. You have to do it.
For me, taking care of mental health becomes very important. I being an entrepreneur, again I'm bringing up the same thing, that being an entrepreneur and lonely journey, this and that. So I'm a part of a group which has the who's who of startup world, and there was a single statement that came out that it's very difficult when you have just started being an entrepreneur and dealing with the stress. So all the time, 24/7, you think about your startup, right? And at this time, taking care of your mental health is very, very important. For me, how do I do it? I go for running. On Sundays, I mostly once in a month I might go for hiking. I meet my friends often as in at least once in 15 days, or once in a month, something like this always has to happen. And plus I travel for work, and travel itself is very therapeutic for me, and plus talking to a counselor helps. What you guys do to take care of your mental health? Is it something, a routine that you follow? For me, following a routine becomes difficult except for the running. But do you guys follow any routine? And if it is like that, how do you do that? You can also share what your friends do. How do they do it?
Okay, so I actually do have a routine. So it's basically till 7 p.m. I will do everything I can. I have to do this. I'm learning French. I have to go to classes. I have to go to college, business, everything. After 7 p.m. that's my deadline. After that, I make it a point. I go out. I'll play a sport, or I'll meet friends. I'll hang out with people. I'll just make it a point that I'm talking and I'm engaging with people, so that all of my stress is gone. So after 7 p.m. I do not study. I do not work. I just socialize. I'll just chill. Even if I'm not going out, I'll just binge watch something. I'll eat something and binge watch. I won't stress out about anything. So that's my routine.
That's a very good work-life balance, I would say, in this age. That after 7 p.m. don't do anything related to work.
No calls.
Yeah, so I end up dragging work even during vacation. So I first of all, I don't get vacations. I'm not living here or not bragging. I won't call it as bragging, but I don't get vacation. Even if it is vacation, will be some calls or the other that I have to take. My cousin he jokingly, like he always gets and say, when Madhavi will get married and her fairas are going on, she will say, oh, I have to get this call and I'll continue after. So that is a joke he cracks all the time, but that is how he sees me, right? So it becomes difficult for me to manage time, like to do things. So in that space, when you are like taking care of your mental health, it becomes very important, and managing your work-life balance as well. What do you do, Riya, and what your friends do?
I think again, as Gaurav also said, setting a deadline for yourself and not working post that, or just relaxing and keeping that time to yourself is really important. So I think whatever you like, whatever, you should focus on that as your time, like a me time. And then again, like with your closest friends and family, hanging out with them, or even just chilling with them at a certain time is very important. Like I have 2 of my best friends are not in Pune due to studies, so I think even having that call once a week, just a random call, even if it be, it's very important, and it just keeps you grounded also to a certain extent, but also helps you clear your mind and
Keeps
you sane.
Yeah. You guys said that mental health is not a stigma for your generation, right? But as you are 17 and 18, if you have to reach out to a counselor or take up counseling, what I have seen is parents' consent is required. It is a very legal thing in India. But when that parent thing comes in, most of the time parents are not cool with their kid taking a counseling session. So how do you think we as a brand, we as a platform which is providing help to the teenagers and young adults, should bridge this gap, or should make sure that that person is getting adequate help that is required?
I think bridging the gap to some extent is making the parents also understand that it's not a taboo, and it's just beneficial for the person or your kid, whatever. So it's not that they're gonna know about family drama or whatever. It's not about that. It's about keeping you sane and letting out your emotions, and something that you can talk about to a third person, which really helps. So I think making parents also understand that is very important.
I think one good thing happening lately is schools and colleges have started therapists, like a counselor session. So if you want, you can directly go, and I don't think so parents' consent is required. Even my school had a counselor, and even like a few colleges I know, they have pretty good therapists. So I think that's a good thing which is happening around lately.
So what happened is, we are a part of a school, and like we work with schools, right? So there we went to the school and asked them that, so we did the sessions, and some of the kids booked because they wanted to see a counselor. They thought that they needed help. They reached out to us. It was a very good sign that this generation is looking for help. But then parents denied, saying, no, our God doesn't need help. So here is it like the parents need to be told, because your generation is woke enough to understand the importance, and who thinks that mental health is a very amazing thing that needs to be addressed. So I think parents need to be educated a lot, rather than these kids who think that mental health help is required whenever you want. Amongst you, like, have you seen people who are a lot depressed, or in your friend circle, or are into self-harm and have reached out for help? Have you seen such people?
Not like very depressed, but yeah, like if they are going through something, they'll go to a therapist. Like 2-3 close friends of mine go to a therapist, and it's definitely helping them out.
Okay, great.
I think I'll agree with him, saying it's not to an extreme level as of now, at least, which I'm very grateful for. So it's about understanding, so at least they're understanding what's going on, and they can reach out to their closest friends or family or a therapist for that instance, and help cure that issue, or have somebody to talk to about it.
Yeah, so this generation is about preventive measures. So if they are seeing anything problematic, they are reaching out for help. I guess that means they have high EQ of understanding that they have this problem, and they should reach out to someone for support. I guess that should be really appreciated about them. So we spoke about mind over matters, or mind matters, but what exactly do you mean when we say mental health is important, or mental health is the need of the hour, or mental health is not, taking mental health help is not something unnatural, it's a very natural thing, just like you go to gym or going for exercise. Really?
Yeah, so I think I agree with her on this. It's not something that is out of the blue thing. It is a very natural thing to happen to every individual at some point or the other. So for me, mental health is not only going to a therapist, but it's also opening up to your safe space and your closest friends, for that matter, with Gen Z at least. So more than even parents, I think your best friends who've been through all of this with you per se is very important. Like, my best friends literally know everything in and out about every situation that's happened or everything that's happened. So I think that's a very important, like, it just helps me clear my mind and I get their perspective on this as well, which just helps me understand what.
Definitely, like having a close friend, you can rant, you can like say whatever is on your mind, that helps. Even indulging into activities, like for me, I play guitar whenever I am very stressed. I try to just jam on like random songs. And it's quite of a stress buster. So I think indulging into activities which help you out. Maybe you can play a sport or something. It depends person to person, but you should definitely do something which can calm your mind.
Yeah. So we did our first episode on safe space and going and ranting. So Gaurav, who is your safe space?
I think I have like two really close friends of mine. So whenever I'm in a fix or something, I just text one of them. I'm like, dude, this is happening. I just explain out, or I just let him know what's happening, and then they'll help me out thinking, or they'll just be like, calm down. It's not as big a deal as you think it is. It's just that it's a heat of the moment. Calm down. Then you'll come up with a solution yourself. Just don't overthink it. Maybe overthinking is one of the causes where you stress out yourself.
Yeah, and what about you, Riya? Who is your safe space?
I think again it's like three of my very close friends that have been there through everything. And it's also, so one of my best friends not being in Pune, we literally sit on video calls and I just bawl out. Like, it's not even about, at one point she just received like 10,000 voice notes about what happened, and then I just sit and cry in front of her. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to create that bond between someone who will be there for us, who will listen to us, and be that mate, and be a caring person throughout the journey. I definitely agree with that. Then I would like to know from you, like, why do you think when we know that mental health is so important and everything, why do you think that there is so much stigma or in our parents' minds, or in the society as such?
I think it's because it's not just parents, it's like other people will judge us, and that's what our parents are afraid of, right? That other people will say that, oh, he's so depressed, or oh, he's going to a therapist, think about him, maybe he's going through this. They start assuming stuff which may or may not be true, and that will affect your parents, your family background, and that will eventually be a bad thing. So I think that's why there's so much social stigma around.
Yeah, I completely agree with him, and they were raised in a very different environment as compared to what we're being raised in, and which again I'm very grateful for. So I think for me, I can open up to my mom about literally everything, and not everything, but yes, most of it. So I think that's very important, as to making her also understand that it's very normal to go through things, especially in this time. So
And do you think things have changed after COVID, especially when it is related to mental health? Have you seen people reaching out to a therapist or a counselor more after that, or you have seen the same phenomenon before COVID or like post-COVID? Because what I have seen or observed is, according to the data, that after COVID, teenagers and young adults there has been a drastic change in their behavior, especially in the classroom, and that's why something like social emotional learning or mental health curriculum is needed now in the school. So do you think that has changed?
I think it was the mindset of Gen Z actually. Gen Z grew up and now we were like 17, we were 15, 16 then. Now we are 17, 18 and now is the right time that we need all of this because we are going through a lot. So and again, we've been seeing a lot of stuff online maybe that therapy is normal. It's not that huge of a deal as you were told it was. So that's I think one of the reasons why it is so easy for us to be like, okay, let's go to therapist. It's not that big a deal for us.
So what I think after this discussion is like when I used to think, what I used to think was, these people like Gen Z don't like to talk about mental health and they don't want to take the support. However, this is quite contrary to what I thought. They are actually taking help. They are actually looking to take help. I guess here platform like ThatMate will really help them to provide help whenever they need and at their at their comfort level, comfort zone. So now we'll go to our next section, that is the rapid fire with these young adults. I hope you like this discussion on mental health where we were talking about mind matters. And I have not changed the name of this segment as I have kept it same as Coffee with Karan. Thanks for having that amazing name for the section. Yeah, it's not very intuitive. Thank you. Yeah. So if you had to let go one of the following, which one would you choose? Scrolling on Instagram or binge watching on OTT?
Scrolling on Instagram.
Which is one of your favorite OTT series to go to?
Gilmore Girls.
Last movie you watched?
I don't remember.
She watches so many. She's doing CA and she doesn't remember the movie she watched. That means she watches so many movies. Who was the last person you texted?
My best friend.
Do you like monsoons?
No.
What is the one mental health advice you would like to give to your friends?
I think opening up is really important, be it to your closest people or to a therapist. Just the rants and everything is very important.
Last person you stalked on Instagram?
Some celebrity.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So, if you were to get a tattoo, what it would be?
I actually have one. It's called Blessed.
Oh, that's nice. And why there are mountains over there?
It's actually infinity triangles, which means past, present, and future. So it's basically dash, past, present, future.
That's cool. So, one thing you like about ThatMate app?
It's actually a very unique concept, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna go a long way because it's something which everyone is going through.
Name one teenager who think is most inspiring these days for you guys.
One teenager, I'm not sure about the name, but there's a lot of content creators which are doing pretty well and they're sharing a lot of content which is helpful for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
For the name.
Cringiest thing you have ever done?
Ever done? I think I'm not sure about the cringiest thing. I don't remember what I meant.
The most amazing thing you have ever done?
I think starting my own business, I get a lot of praise for that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, which song will you choose for a breakup?
I think some Taylor Swift song, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
when you deliver your new gift to someone.
This is the season to be jolly.
That's awesome.
Some Christmas carol.
Before exams.
कभी कभी अदिति जिंदगी में.
Nice. So, Insta or Snapchat? What do you like?
Instagram, I hate Snapchat.
Okay. Your favorite breakfast?
Favorite breakfast? I think Irani ka ladban maska and chai for sure.
An annoying habit of yours?
Not being able to keep my anger under control. So if I have something on my mind, I just say it out loud and it gets me into trouble.
An advice to your elder self?
Elder self? elder self, I think, don't just. I know, elder self, I'm not sure. Yeah, honestly.
This is nothing happened, man. He is asking me questions.
elder self को मैं क्या बोलूँ? ठीक है, चल.
Yeah.
अभी क्या बोलूँगा ना, elder को क्या बोलूँ?
Cool. It was happy.
I think find someone.
Oh god.
Oh god.
This is going to parents, so no.
Exactly.
Oh wow, it was so good to have you on our podcast. Thank you for coming and being our guest. I don't have a gift to give it to you, but the next time I definitely will get it from him and then. So thank you for being such a sport and answering all those questions. And yeah.
Thank you so much.